Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. We're going to be flying today from Green Bay, Wisconsin to Traverse City, Michigan. So you can see here, my window is pretty fogged up. I don't have my window heat on yet, and it is snowing currently. Green Bay's getting hit with a big snowstorm right now, so we're actually going to take advantage of the crappy weather in both Green Bay and Traverse City. Hopefully shoot a nice ILS approach at Traverse City to minimums in the blizzard. We'll see if we can even actually land there, because right now I think it's below minimums, so technically we wouldn't even be able to make it. Having a little issue with the APU generators connecting. I'm getting that bug that every now and then happens in PMDG. Got our window defogging here. So I'm going to have to do an air start, which is not too often that I actually end up doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and request the air start unit so we can get the engines fired up. And then once we have one rolling, we can do a pushback and get out of here. So we'll get that going. Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different here since I'm not able to get the APU generators to connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to start my engine at the gate. And then we'll see if GSX will let me actually push back still. So we'll find out here soon. Because I do have enough, obviously the APU works for bleed air, but I just can't get the generators online. So I got to get the engines rolling here so I can put on the engine generators so we don't lose power. So we'll go ahead and give this a shot and see how well it works. So we got N2 coming alive, N1's coming up, and then we should be stabilized here shortly. I did just load in cold and dark, so technically this is a cold start, not that it makes a difference. Alright. Still have ground power connected. Alright, GSX will not let me utilize its with the engines running here, so we'll just do the old school pushback, which I haven't done in a long time. Good old Shift P. Not that I really need to turn or anything for this gate that I'm at. Alright, let's push back from our gate. Man, it's a blizzard out there. Alright, let's check our flight controls here real quick. Alright, elevator back up and down, check our spoilers. Cool, and let's go flaps 5. Make sure these things lower. There we go. Alright. Perfect. Kick on the old taxi light, and then we'll call Unicom and report that we're taxiing. Alright, here we go. Green Bay. Green Bay traffic, United 152 taxiing runway 18, Green Bay. And let's get our transponder on, do a TCAS check.
TCAS test pass.
Alright, we're coming up here on runway 18. Let's get our before takeoff checklist complete here. So auto throttle, we're going to turn on. Engine start switches are going to go to continuous. And then master caution is good. Transponder is on. Landing lights we're going to kick on, and our strobes are going to come on too. Alright, let's make the radio call and get out here. Green Bay traffic, United 152 departing runway 18, Green Bay. Alright, here we go. Alright, comes V1.
V1.
Coming up on rotate.
Rotate.
Here we go. And that's positive rate, gear up. Perfect, climb out. little bit of a left crosswind. Alright, let's do our after takeoff checks. Landing gear is up. We're going to flip it to off. Flaps are up. Taxi light switches are no longer required. Kick those off. And autopilot as required. Auto brakes are off. A little bit of turbulence here. We just hit 10,000 feet. Let's do our climb checklist. So very simple. Landing lights are going off. Continuous is turned off, and then we're gonna put the seatbelt sign to auto. We're only cruising at 13,000 feet, so we're pretty much right there. And it's gonna be a slow Mach speed. Alright, we're coming up on 13,000 feet. That's going to be our final altitude for today. It's a pretty short flight. It's a little turbulent up here. 280 is our target speed once we get to cruise. Or actually, that's our climb speed. Now I'm going to long range cruise it just so we can keep the speed up a bit, as it'll provide a little bit better time. Alright, I'm going to grab the wind for the route for our legs, and then I'll see you guys at top of descent. Alright, we're just hitting our top of descent into Traverse City. So we're going to be doing the ILS runway the ILS 28 approach into Traverse City. It's the only ILS approach they have. The minimums for the RNAV approaches right now do not meet the requirements of the weather, so we're not going to be able to do those. However, this should be fine as of now. Well, it's cutting it close, I should say. We're just below visual minimum, so we'll have to see what's going to happen here. Half mile is the lowest we can go. We're at quarter mile right now, so we'll shoot it and see what happens, but worst case scenario, we don't make it. And we have to go to Detroit, so we'll make that decision when the time comes. Okay, so we're hitting 10,000 right now. I'm going to go ahead and do the descent checklist because that's pretty much what we need to do at this point, so it's pretty simple. We're just going to kick the landing lights on, throw the seatbelt sign on again because I turned it on auto, so we'll just force it on. Air conditioning and pressurization is checked. I'm just going to set the pressurization to the airport elevation, which is a whopping 624 feet, so we'll just do 600. Next is wing engine anti-ice. We got engine anti-ice on, I don't need wing. Transition altitude is already set. ATIS, we've obtained it, and then we're going to switch these into continuous mode again. The only thing I got to do left on the FMC is let's choose flap 40 and wind correction +5. We'll get the frequencies all tuned in too while we're at it. 110.7 for the ILS. We'll do a dual. And course is going to be 279. So let's get that set real fast too. Have my speed brakes on. I'm going to kick those off real fast. No longer need them. Currently descending to 3,500. And then from there we will be joining the ILS approach. So we're going to deal with 100 at 12. Let's punch that in here. We'll get our numbers all crunched out. Yeah, 12 knot tailwind. That's going to be great. And then temperature is -2 down there, so that's a cold one. QNH 29er 83. And then our reverse is all operating. We're going to do a flaps 40 landing. AC on. Anti-ice is going to be on for the engines. Probably going to have to go max auto braking, and then everything's normal for anything non-normal. So let's calculate. See if we're even able to land. Okay, good. So, yeah, we'll be fine. So we're going to do an abbreviated approach check real quick here as I'm coming up, getting close to beaming the airport within about 5 miles. So let's just double check we have everything. I'm going to go auto brakes full, dealing with a short runway, snow, tailwind, so a lot of factors going against us, so that's kind of the reason for that. I got my decision height set here at 816, that is the minimums. Master caution, we're good. MCP, missed approach altitude, I will be setting once we are established. Basically the missed approach is to climb to 11,000, then climb a left turn to 3,000, direct Traverse City VOR. And at that point we're going to hold. So we'll kick 3,000 in there. I'll also get the speed brakes armed when the time comes. So abbreviated approach briefing is all set. Once I hit this next waypoint of Traverse City VOR, I'm going to continue on the downwind. I don't want to do a teardrop entry. I want to have a nice setup for this ILS just because we're going to be dealing with the tailwind, so it's going to be pushing me really quick. Teardrop, I'm not going to have enough time to configure. Alright, I just went ahead and kicked on the wing and engine anti-ice. We're kind of in some pretty heavy snow now, and the turbulence is getting a little more rough. The weather to the east of the airport is a little more severe than the weather to the west that we initially flew through here. So I'm actually going to start slowing up here. We're going to get ready for our intercept. And then we'll hopefully be able to land. We'll see what happens. Might be taking this thing down to minimums and doing a mist until it improves. Alright, we'll start our turn inbound here to intercept the localizer. I'm going to continue reducing our speed down to 180 for this. Go ahead and activate that. And we have captured it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and pop us down to 180 and kick in flaps 2. Alright, at this point I'm going to activate the approach mode. And let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting with the auto throttle. It's going to have a hard time holding this speed. And we are looking to correct. I'm going to go ahead and kick the gear down as well as go flaps 10. Alright, we got 3 green. Okay, at this point, let's do our final checklist. So, MCP, missed approach altitude. We have the glide slope. Our missed approach altitude is going to be 3,000, so I'm going to tune that down. Perfect. And speed brake is officially armed. Traverse City traffic, United 152 on a 6-mile final for ILS runway 28 Traverse City. Still nothing in sight. Luckily the wind shear disappeared. So now we're just dealing with our tailwind. Alright, coming on 500 feet here. Airspeed's pretty stabilized for now. It's gonna correct. Getting a little bumpy and windy. Snow definitely picked up in intensity. Look at that. I don't have the airport in sight yet. 400 feet. And we're approaching our minimums here.
300. Approaching minimums.
Alright, approaching minimums.
2 at minimum.
Alright, minimums. Nothing in sight. Going around. Gear up. Okay, flaps 5. LNAV. Flaps 1. And Traverse City traffic, United 152 going missed, Traverse City. And flaps up. Alright, well at this point, there's not much we can do. We're going to have to probably enter a hold and see if our weather improves a little bit. Because as of right now, it's not looking good. So we'll check in shortly. with an update. Traverse City traffic, 9152, going to be holding over the Traverse City VOR 3,000 feet until the weather improves. Alright, well here's a little update on the hold. We're on our second lap around here. I started my clock a little late, 3 minutes, but here's the situation with the fuel. We're at 6.8 right now. If this doesn't work out, I need 4,099 pounds to get to Detroit. And that's not excluding my final reserves that I'm using right now. I'm also going into my contingency fuel 15-minute right now. So as long as we have at least 4,100 pounds to go, we're pretty good. Downside is the forecast is showing that we're not supposed to improve. Also, we just got wind shear, but conditions aren't supposed to improve beyond 0.3 statute miles of visibility until 5 hours from now. That's not gonna work. So I'm about to shoot one more approach, and then based on that one, we're gonna either be heading to Detroit or we're just gonna slam this thing down. I think it's gonna be slamming it down, to be honest with you, but we'll find out shortly. Alright, well, back to the situation here. We're at 3,500. I'm downwind for the ILS again. We're gonna go ahead and get up to this waypoint right here, and then I'm gonna loop around, kind of follow what's already on there, except I'm not gonna do the hold. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see what happens this time around. Hopefully we can get in. I don't really want to be going to Detroit, so I'm going to do everything I can. I might go below minimums just to land, but we'll find out. Okay, glide slope's alive. I'm going to go ahead and gear down. Flaps 10. Once I get that, I will switch command to dual. Alright, glide slope is captured. Dual command. Alright, flaps 15. Our VREF is now 142. So we're going to pop that right down. It's 142 right now. Start the slow decel. Hopefully we get a little bit of a better result. Let's see how the weather is improved. Hopefully we're not dealing with a big chunk of red right over the airport. We might get lucky. We might get lucky. I'm going to kick up the gain real quick here just to see, because this might be our saving grace. Yeah, we might get in there. We might get in there. We're going to find out real soon. It's funny how you don't get calls after a go around. Ground proximity warning just like stops working. Alright, coming to minimums. We're landing. Oh, I got runway lights. Holy cow.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Manual braking. Wow, we got lucky there. Holy cow. Should be coming up on an intersection shortly. Wow. Well, I'd say we took it a little below minimums there, obviously. But it turned out that's what we needed to do, because I'm not going to Detroit today. No, thank you. Probably get some progressive taxi here because I really don't know where I'm going. Let's go to gate G2, and it's got a jetway. Perfect. All right, perfect. Well, I don't think my APU is going to connect again, so I'm going to have to see how I can get connected without losing everything, because the plane's just going to die right away. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I can get ground power. Perfect. Okay, cool. So actually, I won't need that. I can just kick the ground power on and we'll be good. Once it's connected, and there it is. Alright. So let's disconnect the, or kill the engines here, and we're good. Alright guys, well that concludes our flight to Traverse City in some crappy conditions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the flight. I enjoyed the approach. Definitely a lot of fun here. It's kind of getting an external view of what's going on. No jetway can operate at this position, so I'm going to have to edit this area, which we'll do later, but besides that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you next time for another flight. Take care.